Hello students, in my last video you already studied about what is mean by copolymer. After that you study about the natural rubber and also the synthetic rubber. I given the example of natural rubber along with what are the example of synthetic rubber. Okay, in today's class you study about the degradable polymer as well as non-degradable polymer. So the first let us study about what is mean by degradable polymer. Okay, so degradable polymer means the polymer which is undergo degradation. Okay, the polymer which is undergo degradation by microorganism. The polymer which is undergo degradation by microorganism, that polymer we call biodegradable polymer. Okay, so I will write your definition. The polymer which is undergo which is undergo degradation by microorganism in a short period. That polymer we call biodegradable polymer. Okay, and whatever degradable product will be formed, it does not cause any effect on the environment. Okay, so the biodegradable polymer is very important to the nature as compared to the non-biodegradable polymer. So remember that biodegradable polymer is nothing but the polymer which is undergo degradation. Degradation is nothing but what? Decomposition. Degradation is nothing but what? Decomposition. So the polymer which is undergo degradation or decomposition by microorganism within a short period, we call it is a biodegradable polymer. And whatever the degraded product is formed, that degraded product does not cause any effect to the environment. So it is a very important polymer to the environment. Biodegradable polymer which is having two examples. First will be PHBV and second will be the nylon 2, nylon 6. Okay, these are the two examples of biodegradable polymer. So what is mean by here PHBV? P means what? Poly, beta, H means hydroxy, butyric, beta, valeric acid. Okay, that is nothing but what? PHBV. I will write here poly. P means what? Poly, beta, hydroxy, butyrate, beta, hydroxy, valerate. Beta, hydroxy, valerate is nothing but what? PHBV. Here butyrate. It is referred to there is a presence of 4 carbon atom. There is a presence of a 4 carbon atom. Okay, and along with there is a presence of what? Beta hydroxy valerate. So the valerate is represented by there is a presence of 5 carbon atom. Okay, so the seeing this, you will understand that the formation of PHBV we require two starting reacting material. Okay, so the formation of PHBV, we require two reacting material. The first will be the 3-hydroxy-butanoic acid and the second will be the 3-hydroxy-pentanoic acid. And the second example of the biodegradable polymer will be nylon 2, nylon 6. Okay, so the first we'll move towards the what is meant by PHBV and PHBV and how to prepare that poly beta hydroxy butyrate co beta hydroxy valerate. Okay, so we'll study about the what is meant by PHBV, what is the use of PHBV. So let's move on that. So first example of the biodegradable polymer will be PHBV. What is the full form for that? Poly beta hydroxy. H means hydroxy, B means butyrate, butyric, polyhydroxy butyric co beta hydroxy V means here valerate. That is a valerate. So this butyric is referred to there is a presence of 4 carbon atom. So it is referred to there is a presence of 4 carbon atom, and this valerate is referred to there is a presence of 5 carbon atom. So you already know that 4 means we are referring that butane and 5 means we also refer it is an pentane. So another name of the pentane will be the valerate. Okay, so now we'll synthesize the PHBV using the two reactants. First will be the 3-hydroxy-butanoic acid and the 3-hydroxy-pentanoic acid. Now CH3 CH OH COOH. Okay, see here, this will be the CH2 COOH. Okay, so first we select a longest chain, that is a 1, because it is a function group, so we are giving 1 number as this COOH group's carbon. So the 1, this carbon will be the second carbon, this will be the third carbon, and this will be the fourth carbon. So 1, 2, 3, 4. At third carbon atom we have 1 hydroxy group. Okay, so 3-hydroxy, 3-hydroxy butanoic Why? Because we have total 4 carbon atom, butanoic acid. Okay, so this is your first reactant which is which is combined to the another reactant. There is a formation of PHBV. So I taken here n number of 3-hydroxy-butanoic acid. When it react with 3-hydroxy-pentanoic acid. Now pentanoic acid means we have 5 carbon atom. Now CH3, CH2, CH, OH, CH2, COOH. Okay, now I will number here carbon. First carbon, this is your second, third, fourth, and this is your last carbon atom. So At the third carbon atom, again we have one OH group. So 3-hydroxy pentanoic acid. Why we have pentanoic acid? Because we have here total 4 carbon atom. So 3-hydroxy pentanoic acid. Okay. So these, when they are combined together, undergo polymerization process. There is a removal of water molecule. Okay. So OH from this, COH and H from this are combined together, and there is a removal of water molecule. Another water molecule, OH from this, COH and H from this. Okay. Again they are combined together, there is a removal of water molecule, there is a formation of long chain, and that is nothing but PHBV. So how there is a formation of PHBV? Whatever is CH which is attached to the O, and this CH3 will be come behind. Okay. So there is a formation of what? This CH which is attached to O, because this H is combined to this OH, and there is a formation of H2O. Now we have CH which is attached to the O, and this carbon again attached to what? CH3. This carbon is again attached to the CH3. Now this carbon is attached to the CH2. C double bond O. Now this oxygen is attached to now this oxygen, because this H and this OH are combined together. This whole group will be behind. Whole group will be shifted to this behind to that carbon atom. So there is a formation of C double bond O, which is attached to the CH, and this CH is having CH2, CH3 group. So there is a formation of here CH2, CH3. Again this CH is attached to the CH2, COOH, or we should write CH2, C double bond O, because this OH again combined with this hydrogen, there is a formation of water molecule. And again here N number. So there is a formation of a new polymer which is biodegradable polymer, and the name will be the PHBV. Okay. So remember the name PHBV is nothing but poly beta hydroxy butyric co-beta hydroxy valerate. Here this butyric is referred to the 4 carbon atom, because in the first starting material we have here 4 carbon atom, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And beta hydroxy valerate, it is, remember that it is having 5 carbon atom, is second reacting material which is having a 5 carbon atom. So we taken here 3-hydroxy pentanoic acid, and each reactant having hydroxy group at the third carbon atom. There is a presence of hydroxy group at third carbon atom. Because of this reason we are taken here, where we are writing the full name of this PHBV is nothing but polybeta hydroxy butyric co-beta hydroxy valerate. Okay. So this is your synthesis of PHBV. So the PHBV, why we are using the PHBV? This PHBV, it is used as packaging material. For the any packaging, we are using PHBV as a polymer, and it is also used to control release of drugs. It is also used to control release of drugs. So PHBV is very important biodegradable polymer, and it is the first example of biodegradable polymer. Now let's move on the second example, that is nylon to nylon 6. nylon 2, nylon 6. Okay, look at the name, that's nylon 2 and nylon 6. I already told in the case of nylon 6, this 6 is denoted by total number of carbon atom which is present in monomer. Now, this nylon 2 means nylon 2 is having what? 2 carbon atom, where the nylon 6 is having 6 carbon atom in this monomer. So this whole, it is an example of biodegradable polymer. So the preparation of nylon 2, nylon 6, we require amino acid. Okay, that amino acid first will be the glycine and second will be the amino caproic acid. Amino caproic acid. When both are combined together, there is a removal of water molecule and there is a formation of nylon 2, nylon 6. Okay, I will write the formula. This glycine, you already studied, it is an important amino acid which is present in the biomolecule topic. Okay, so it is an even protein. Okay, so glycine chemical formula will be NH2 CH2 COOH. I take here n number of glycine. So what is the name? Glycine, when it combined with amino caproic acid, so it is having here 5 carbon atom. So n number of amino CH2 5. It is having here total 6 carbon atom. 5 from CH2 and 1 will be the COOH, amino caproic acid. I will write here name. Okay, now both are combined and there is a removal of water molecule. OH from this carboxylic acid group and H from NH2. So one H is attached here. So they both are combined together and there is a formation of water molecule. There is a removal of m number of water molecule and there is a formation of a new product, that is nothing but nylon 2, nylon 6. And this is an example of biodegradable polymer. I will write that form. I will write how it is formed. NH, which is attached to the CH2 group. Now we have here C double bond O, because this OH and this H will be the combined together. Now this COH group is directly attached to the NH and it is attached to the CH2 5 C double bond O N. So there is a formation of nylon 2, nylon 6. And this is also an important example of biodegradable polymer. I hope you understand what is meant by biodegradable polymer. This polymer is nothing but which is undergo degradation by microorganism within a short period. That is nothing but biodegradable polymer. I given the few example of biodegradable polymer. The first will be the PHBB. And second will be the nylon 2, nylon 6. You should remember that it is very important that PHBB. They will ask in exam what is the full form of PHBB and how the synthesis of PHBB will be done. So you should remember this PHBB is with poly beta hydroxy butyric co-beta hydroxy valerate. It is nothing but PHBB, and remember it is an important example of biodegradable polymer. And the second example will be the nylon 2, nylon 6. Okay. Now we will move to the next, that is a non-biodegradable polymer. Second will be, this is your first. and second will be the non-biodegradable polymer. Okay, now this non-biodegradable polymer means the polymer which is doesn't undergo degradation for long time. They are already present in the environment and they are accumulate in the environment in the form of a polymer. Okay, solid waste polymer. This non-biodegradable polymer, these polymer doesn't undergo degradation. They are remain in the environment for longer time. They doesn't undergo. What is mean by non-biodegradable polymer? The polymer which doesn't undergo degradation. They does not undergo degradation and they remain in the environment as environment for longer time and they accumulate solid waste polymer in the environment. Okay, this polymer is nothing but what non-biodegradable polymer. The polymer which is doesn't undergo degradation and they remain in the environment for the longer time and also they accumulate as a solid waste polymer in the environment. Because of this reason, it is responsible for to cause pollution in the environment. It is responsible to cause pollution in the environment. So it is very harmful to the environment. For example, plastic. Remember the plastic which doesn't undergo degradation. Because of this reason, the plastic is an example of non-biodegradable polymer and it is responsible for the environmental pollution. So nowadays the government is banned to use plastic, but still today we are using plastic, and so the plastic is very harmful to the environment and it is an example of non-biodegradable polymer. So I hope you understand what is meant by biodegradable polymer and what is meant by non-biodegradable polymer. Remember, the polymer which is undergo degradation by microorganism in short period, we call it as a biodegradable polymer, and the non-biodegradable polymer means the polymer which does not undergo degradation and remain as it is for longer time in the environment. That polymer we call non-biodegradable polymer and which is harmful to the environment. It is very harmful to the environment. It causes pollution to the environment. For example, the plastic is an example of non-biodegradable polymer where the PHPV and nylon 2, nylon 6. It is an example of biodegradable polymer. So now we will move to the next point. The next point will be the commercial uses of polymer or the polymer which is used in the commercial process. So the next point will be the commercial Okay, so for that we have one chart. For the commercial uses of polymer, we have one chart which polymer it is and the formation of that polymer will require which monomer. After that, what is the structure of that polymer, and the last will be the what are the uses of the polymer. So I will write a chart. So the first will be the name of polymer. And remember, it is the last part of the part of this topic, commercial uses of polymer. So first will be the name of polymer. Okay, suppose I take any one name, that is a polythene or the polypropylene. That polypropylene or the polythene which is formed by using monomer. So which monomer we are using to formation of that polymer? Where I have a second, that is a monomer. Okay. After that, what is the structure of that polymer? Structure of the polymer, and the last will be the uses of this polymer. Okay, what is the commercial use of that polymer? So I will make a rough chart. Okay, so the first will be the polypropylene. So first name of the polymer will be the polypropylene. Okay, so the formation of polypropylene, look at the name, polypropylene. For the formation of polypropylene, we require monomer, and that monomer is nothing but propene. Okay, so which monomer we want? Propene as a monomer. Okay, so what is the structure of the polypropylene? You already know what is the structure of propene. That is CH. Propene means it is having 3 carbon atoms. CH2, CH, CH3, which is having large chain. So I have written here N. So there is a formation of polymer, that is a polypropylene. What is the uses of polypropylene? Polypropylene is used to manufacture of toys, manufacture of pipes, fabrics, okay, which is used to the manufacture of pipes, manufacture of fabrics, and manufacture of types. Also it is used to the manufacture of ropes. Okay, these are the some uses of the first polymer, that is a polypropylene. Remember, the polypropylene which is formed by using one monomer, that is propene. The structure of the polypropylene is the CH2, CH, CH3. N time, that is there is a formation of polypropylene. And what is the use of polypropylene? Manufacture of toys, manufacture of pipes, and also rope and fabric. Okay, so the second will be the polystyrene. Second example of polymer will be the polystyrene. Look at the name, the polystyrene means we require one monomer, that is styrene. So I will write here which monomer it is at styrene. Okay, what is the structure of that? CH2, CH, C6H5. Styrene, styrene means it is having one benzene ring here. So what is the formula? C6H5. So here N time. This is a structure of polystyrene. What is the use of polystyrene? Polystyrene it is an insulator, act as an insulator, and also it is used to the wrapping materials, it is used as insulator, it is used as a wrapping material, also it is used to the manufacture of toys, radio, television, cabinet. Radio, television, cabinet. So the second second polymer will be the polystyrene. For the synthesis of polystyrene, we require monomer. The name of the monomer will be the styrene. This is and structure of the polystyrene, and the use of polystyrene will be it is act as an insulator, which is, and also it is used to the wrapping material. Also, it is used to the manufacture of toys, radio, and television cabinet. Okay, so these are the first and second name of the polymer. Let's move to the third polymer, that is PVC. That is PVC is nothing but polyvinyl chloride. Okay, so the next will be the third example of polymer will be the PVC. What is the full form of PVC? Polyvinyl chloride. P means poly, V means vinyl, and C means chloride. That is nothing but PVC. Which monomer we are using here? Vinyl chloride as a monomer. So monomer which is required to synthesis of PVC, that is vinyl chloride. Okay, what is the structure of polyvinyl chloride? It is an CH2CH which is attached to the Cl. So this is the structure of polyvinyl chloride. Now what is the uses of polyvinyl chloride? I already told in the last class. PVC is nothing but polyvinyl chloride. It is used to manufacture of raincoat or the synthesis of raincoat. It is used to manufacture of raincoat. Also it is used to manufacture of handbags, and also it is used to manufacture of water pipes. Also it is used to the manufacture of water pipe. The third example of polymer will be the PVC. PVC is nothing but polyvinyl chloride. For the synthesis of polyvinyl chloride, we require monomer, and that monomer is nothing but vinyl chloride. And this is the structure of vinyl chloride. After that, what is the use of polyvinyl chloride? We can use manufacture of raincoat, handbags, and also it is used to manufacture of water pipes. Okay, now we'll move to the next example, that is urea formaldehyde resin. Urea formaldehyde resin. It is one of the polymer. Okay, so the formation of this urea formaldehyde resin, we require two monomer. First will be the urea and the second will be the formaldehyde. So we require here how many monomers? Two monomer. First will be the urea and second will be the formaldehyde. Okay, now what is the structure of that? NH CO NH CH2. So this is your urea formaldehyde resin, which is required two monomers. First will be the urea, second will be the formaldehyde. This is the structure of urea formaldehyde resin. And what is the use of this? It is used to make unbreakable cups. It is used to make unbreakable cups and laminated sheets. Okay, this is a fourth example of polymer, that is urea formaldehyde resin. Urea formaldehyde resin, it is formed by using urea and formaldehyde as a monomer. This is the structure of urea formaldehyde resin, and the use of urea formaldehyde resin, it is used to make unbreakable cups and laminated sheets. Remember that. Next we will move to the next example, that is Glyptol or the Glyptal. Next, that is a fifth example will be the Glyptal. Glyptal. Okay. So Glyptal, the formation of Glyptal we also require here two monomer. First will be the ethylene glycol. And the second will be the phthalic acid. Okay, you already know the structure of ethylene glycol. This CH2 group which is attached to the OH is nothing but what? Ethylene glycol, and we also require another monomer, that is phthalic acid. Phthalic acid is nothing but the benzene ring is attached to the COH group. One COH group present at the right hand side and another COH group is present at the left hand side. It is nothing but what? Phthalic acid. So what is the structure of Glyptol here? I will write here OCH2 which is having another CH2 OOC, now which is attached to the benzene ring. Now it is also having, this carbon is attached to this bond. Now it is also having CO. This is the structure of Glyptal. And what is the use of Glyptal? It is used to the manufacture of paints. Okay, what is the use of Glyptal? It is used to the manufacture of paints. For the manufacture of paints, we are using Glyptal. So remember, the Glyptal, it is also a next polymer, and that formation of Glyptal will require two monomer. First will be the ethylene glycol and second will be the phthalic acid. When they are combined together, there is a formation of Glyptal. So this is the structure of Glyptal, and the use of Glyptal, it is used to the manufacture of paints. And the last polymer will be Bakelite. So you already know Bakelite is nothing but it is a combination of phenol and formaldehyde. It is a combination of phenol and formaldehyde. Okay, so you understand which monomer you are using for the formation of Bakelite. So the formation of Bakelite, we are using phenol, first monomer, that is phenol, and the second will be formaldehyde. Okay, so first is phenol, second will be the formaldehyde. So let's go on. What is the structure when phenol and formaldehyde are combined together? So there is a formation of a polymer, that is nothing but Bakelite. So structure of the Bakelite will be benzene ring which is attached to the OH, undergo cross link with CH2 group which is attached to the another benzene ring. So there is a formation of a long chain. Now same here, again it will attach to the CH2, again it will attach to the another benzene ring. So there is a formation of a Bakelite. There is a cross link of their CH2 group to the in between two benzene ring. There is a presence of CH2 group in between two benzene ring. This is a structure of your Bakelite. So the Bakelite, you already know Bakelite will be used to manufacture of comb, also the synthesis of comb, also it is used to the manufacture of electrical switches. First it is used to making combs, It is used to making combs. Also it is used to make electrical switches. Also it is used to make electrical switches, and also it is used to make computer disk. Computer disk. So these are the some important polymers. First I given that first for the polypropylene. For the formation of polypropylene we require what? Propene as a monomer. I given this structure also and use of that polypropylene. Second I given what? Vinyl, that's a polystyrene. After that PVC, polyvinyl chloride. Next with the resin, that is a formaldehyde, urea formaldehyde resin, and the last with the krypton and bakelite. So these are the some important commercial uses of polymers, and also it is the last point of this chapter. So I hope you understand the whole chapter of polymer. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Okay.